Welcome to the eSavvy 3-minute series of tutorials from Microsoft Dynamics CRM Online. eSavvy hopes that you will find this series informative and that each video helps you better understand how to get the most out of your CRM Online experience. In this video we will cover an introduction to personal views. I'll start off with an example based around activities. Here on my screen I'm looking at the default view for activities, which is my activities. Now I've only got a couple in this view, but in reality you might find that you've got quite a lot in your list. And one of the nice things to be able to visualize quite quickly is the ability to see a list of overdue activities, or maybe say the last activities that should have been completed over the past 7 days. So there's a couple of ways we can access the ability to create personal views. I'll show you both ways. First of all, when I go into the ribbon bar at the very top, there is a View tab. If I click on View, I can select Create Personal View. When I click on the Create Personal View, it brings up the Advanced Find interface for creating a personal view for, in this case, a list of activities. Now there's two things I want to be able to define within this definition. So first of all, I'm going to define the criteria on which the results will be displayed and based. And the second thing is I want to be able to define what I see in the columns that are displayed to me when I see the results. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to define the criteria. And what I want to be able to do is two things. I want to look at the due date, so when was the activity due? And is it been any time in the past 7 days? In other words, it's overdue. The second thing I want to do is to pick the owner. Now this is important because if I don't do that, potentially I'm going to bring up, if I have access to see other people's activities, it's going to mix up my view with all of the other people's activities. So I'm adding an extra filter statement in here to say only show those activities that are currently owned by me, i.e. the person logged in. The second thing I want to do is to edit the columns, in other words what I see in the results. So I'm going to click Edit the Columns, and this will allow me to then be able to define what I see in my results set. So we can see that we've got subject, type, status, priority, and when it was last updated. I'm going to go in and add when it should have been due, so I can visually see when it was overdue. And OK. And the next thing I want to do is to just change the sorting so it displays in due date order. So I'm going to pick Sort by Due Date and click on OK. And OK. And now I can click Save As, and I can call it My Activities Past Due Last 7 Days. Something like that. Click on OK, and I've now created that view. This view will now be available to me in my list of activities. So when I enter the system, I can click on My Activities and it will appear in this list. Now you'll notice that it's not there just at the moment, because when the screen first opens, it includes a list of all my currently defined views. So if you simply click away onto some other record and then click back, it will refresh that list, and in the drop down list you will now see that that particular is appearing in there. And there we can see My Activities Past Due Last 7 Days. So now we can see that there's only one activity there. It has a due date of the 31st of January, so it's currently overdue as opposed to the other one. Now if I also want to, I can simply add a new personal view simply by clicking the list of available views, seeing what's available to me, and if I want a new one I can simply click Create Personal View directly from here, and it will bring up a similar interface that we saw a moment ago. So thank you for watching this eSavvy 3-minute series video on an introduction to personal views. We hope that you found it informative, and if you would like to view other videos from this series, please visit www.esavvyonline.com.au.